Much Mayhem lined up to jam for the Breakneck Betties.
Going to be facing off against Copernicus, jamming for Guns N' Rollers.
Now remember, the jammers are the ones with the stars on their helmets. They are the people which will score the points eventually in this bout. Copernicus picking up a track cut penalty. She will go to the penalty box for 30 seconds. Much Mayhem through the pack is your lead jammer.
Breakneck Betty's doing a great job trying to pull a goat for the Guns N' Rollers, splitting that pack apart.
That was Va Boom being held in the backfield. Lauren Much Mayhem threw for 5 points so far.
Really beautifully timed offense coming from Automatic Weapon from the Betties.
Automatic Weapon and Va Boom counter-blocking one another.
Some more beautiful, subtle offense from Automatic Weapon.
Lauren Much now credited with 15 points so far this jam.
Copernicus doing a great job of fighting her way through, just making a hole for herself on that Betties wall.
Much Mayhem calls off the jam. Breakneck Betties open big with a 15-0 jam.
Mike's hot.
It's hot? It's coming in hot?
Make that 16 points picked up by the Breakneck Betties.
Wow. Oh, we switched Mike.
That is Ivana Thrasher jamming for the Guns N' Rollers.
And Liquor and Split out as your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Ivana Thrasher being brought all the way back by Scylla Devour and Chestnuts.
Liquor and Split is through for Grand Slam 5 points.
Ivana Thrasher shrugs off a hit from Automatic Weapon. She is clear on her initial pass as Juke Nukem heads to the penalty box.
Beautiful apex jump by Liquor and Split, picking up another 4 points for her Breakneck Betties.
And a late multiplayer block whistled at the end of that jam. Scylla Devour to the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties.
Looks like both teams going to be starting out with a blocker in the penalty box.
Portia Potty to the jam line for the Guns N' Rollers.
I just got her number. That's amazing. Much Mayhem for the Breakneck Betties.
Nice one-on-one defense by Juvie Hall up front to slow down Much Mayhem. Portia Potty through the pack, lead jammer, Guns N' Rollers.
Much Mayhem closing up that gap and passing Portia Potty. She is going to take that opportunity to call off the jam.
Push Latush to the penalty box at the end of that jam for the Breakneck Betties.
What are they giving away in there? Why does everyone want to keep going there? It's not that good. I've been there.
Long time ago, you were interviewed in there at one point.
Real talk.
Yep. I don't know where Speed Bump is, but that was hilarious. I had to work that in since he's here.
That was so good.
I know. Liquor and Split jamming for the Breakneck Betties.
Looks like she's facing off against Keto Kabam for the GNR.
And Liquor and Split drawing the track cut penalty on Keto Kabam. Power jam Breakneck Betties. Liquor and Split shrugged off almost every hit she took, but did pick up a penalty on that, a low block penalty it appears.
It's like a conga line headed to the penalty box. Blockers awaiting the releases of the first jammers.
So we've got Keto Kabam, jammer for Guns N' Rollers, rejoining the action on the track.
GNR Blockers having an eye on Liquor and Split, and she has no problem working her way around the outside.
Keto Kabam being dragged all the way back by Chestnuts, working with Scylla Devour in the backfield.
Really great blocking there by the Breakneck Buddies, because not only by absorbing their jammer back to the pack, they're making a shorter distance for their jammer to have to travel to keep racking up points.
Nice hit by On a Roll on Liquor and Split. She shrugs it off and powers her way around Juke Nukem. She is clear. That's another 5-point scoring pass for Liquor and Split. Keto Kabam clear on her initial pass for the Guns N' Rollers. Liquor and Split with another 4-point scoring pass for the Betties.
Wow, that was some amazing pickup speed by Liquor and Split. And some sass to spare.
Hey, a big shout out to teachers from Hawk Elementary School. Where are you, Hawk Elementary? There we go. Thanks for being here tonight. And if you look up on the scoreboard, the 50-50 raffle, which is still available, almost $3,700 is going to be available.
That is Copernicus jamming for Guns N' Rollers, and she is through. Lead jammer going to GNR.
But Super Six Pack is out and trying her darndest to close that gap between the two.
Vava Boom headed to the penalty box for the Guns N' Rollers.
This is some old school derby we're seeing. Lots of speed manipulations by the blockers.
Super Six Pack lobbying for 2 points. She gets both of them for the Breakneck Betties. GNR on the board with 2 now.
Yay! Every point matters. I celebrate every point. Ooh, it's going to be Much Mayhem wearing the jammer cap for the Breakneck Betties, facing off against none other than Ivana Thrasher for the Guns N' Rollers.
4-3 pack advantage for the Betties, but Ivana Thrasher forces her way through the front of the pack first. Lead jammer goes to the Guns N' Rollers.
Devastating hit laid out by Chestnuts. Unfortunately, she's going to suffer the consequences of that, but not before she did manage to make a hole for her jammer, Much Mayhem.
Thrasher going to the outside on one skate. Gets around Northern Lights out on that scoring pass.
So, Layla, where did you buy your raffle tickets? Because I noted that you had several.
You mean where did I buy my winning raffle ticket that's going to get me all that cash money? Well, the only way to compete with me is to head on over to the corner kiosk, get yourself some raffle tickets.
That's right. 1 for $2, 3 for $5, 10 for 10, 40 for 20, and 100 for 40.
Portia Potty jamming for Guns N' Rollers, knocked to the outside by Ripley.
Liquor and Split was facing off with dancing with Juvie Hall up front, but she is out as your lead jammer.
Portia Potty getting a little bit of offense from Vava Boom and knocked down at the front of the pack. That's Scylla Devour up front with automatic weapon.
Beautiful self-assist by Liquor and Split off of the jersey of her teammate Ripley. Great timing.
Scylla trying to hold back Portia Potty, knocks her to the outside and then going to drag her all the way back.
Automatic weapon and Chestnuts doing a really scary job of closing the door on their opposing blockers.
Scylla Devour says nope to a lot of things, but she does like recycling. Chestnuts to the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties. Portia Potty getting knocked to the outside once again. Scylla Devour picking up a direction of play penalty. To the penalty box she goes.
An automatic weapon is doing a great job of going it alone as she has just received a star pass, picking up 5 points for her team, the Breakneck Betties.
Liquor and Split now to the penalty box. Ripley playing defense against Portia Potty in the backfield. And a track cut on automatic weapon. Portia Potty and the Guns N' Rollers now in a power jam.
Not only in a power jam, but in a power jam with only 2 players on the track. This could be a great opportunity for the Guns N' Rollers.
Portia Prati trying to work on the inside. Betty's blockers were waiting for her, and now on a roll to the penalty box for a direction of play penalty. Ripley picks up a forearm penalty at the end of that jam.
This is going to be a sparse pack. But mighty.
Dolomite, what do you got for us?
Hey, suck it to me.
Well done. That was amazing. That is Copernicus, who started out jamming in a power jam. Remember, automatic weapon for the Breakneck Betties started the jam in the penalty box. That allowed Copernicus to get quickly through the pack and pick up lead jammer status.
Wow. GNR blocker Juke Nukem is doing a phenomenal job just sticking to automatic weapon, but she finally finds her way around the inside.
Exodus of players from the penalty box. And a back block penalty on Copernicus at the very end of that jam means the Betties are going to start the next jam in a power jam, Layla.
This is going to be very interesting. We have Sweet Jane wearing the star, I think for the first time this evening for the Breakneck Betties.
Sweet Jane, captain of the Breakneck Betties. Forces her way through, picks up lead jammer status in this power jam.
I love when I see communication between the jammer to her blockers.
That's right, nice offense from the Betties coming from the outside, making Sweet Jane's 5-point scoring pass very easy for her.
They check in with each other. They see what they can do to help. Just establishes such a level of trust on the track, and you need that.
Now this time, notice how the Guns N' Rollers blockers were ready for that offense. Sweet Jane having a much harder time getting through on this scoring pass. Meanwhile, Copernicus out of the penalty box and through the pack.
Yep. Sometimes it's easy to forget that the penalties have been switched to only 30 seconds.
That's right.
We get a little bit comfortable in the strategies we're employing, but you can't get too comfortable.
That's right. Derby is always changing from season to season.
From jam to jam.
That's right.
From game to game.
Breakneck Betties 72, Guns N' Rollers 13. We got just a little more than 17 minutes left in the first half. And much mayhem through the pack first. Lead jammer, Breakneck Betties.
Wow, hippity hoppity, Ivana Thrasher, beautiful footwork.
Much mayhem accelerates through this far straightaway, picks up 4 more points for the Betties and calls off the jam.
So, Layla, if you have the winning number, you're going to win $1,864.
Oh my God.
Because right now, the total pot for the 50-50 is $37.28. Get your tickets now. 2 mobile devices and back at the VIP bar here in the arena, 4 places on the concourse. You can only win if you enter.
And you've only got until halftime. Let's push that number to 4,000. Super 6-pack.
Oh my God.
Jamming for the Breakneck Betties through the pack, lead jammer.
Making like Moses parting that wall like it's the Red Sea.
Super 6-pack pushes Artemis Foulmouth out. 5-point scoring pass for the Breakneck Betties.
Super 6-pack just eking by the inside, squeaking by Juvie Hall, deflecting a nice hit, picking up another 5 points.
Scylla trying to stop the cap pass on the outside. Looked like it was an illegal cap pass. Portia Potty now to the penalty box for GNR. Even though Juvie Hall had the star, she is not considered to be the jammer.
Everyone's just taking a quick second to get organized out there.
Super Six Pack cleared the pack on another 5-point scoring pass. She's got 20 so far this jam.
Scilla Devour doing a great job of just embedding herself in that wall. Clearing out some holes. Good work.
And we've got an official timeout down on the track. We will kick it down to the king in just a moment to find out what's going on.
All right, here's what we got down on the floor. There will be a penalty assessed to the captain because in the penalty box there's a line that you cannot cross, and that captain crossed the line. Therefore, there will be one extra penalty assessed.
Breakneck Betties cheerleaders getting it handled down in turn one. That's DD Monic, Leet Speaking Missile, and back home at Asheville, North Carolina, I'm sure Scrappy Go Lucky also cheering on the Betties.
I can hear her from right where I'm sitting. And I'm feeling you, Scrappy. I'm with you, girl. Gotta love those cheerleaders. Safety first, they're doing their stretches, making sure they stay limber.
Did you see them stretching that? They have safety in mind.
They really do. Fit for life. Betties for life. Pom-poms for life.
Well, fans, make sure you join us later tonight for the after party. That's happening at the White Owl Social Club at 1305 Southeast 8th Avenue. Your wristband will get you in. Make sure you join us. It'll be great.
You can make s'mores there.
Are you serious?
Tableside.
Tableside s'mores. Who doesn't love that?
This is a very fancy place, the White Owl. Tableside
While
s'more.
listening to metal. It's amazing.
Back to the action on the track. That is Filibuster jamming for the Breakneck Betties, and she picked up a quick track cut penalty. That means that Portia Potty and the Guns N' Rollers are going to be in a power jam.
Breakneck Betties did a great job seeing exactly what's happening and turning their attention to build a strong wall against that jammer as she was emerging from the penalty box.
Portia Potty trying to push through that wall of Betty's defense in turn two. Indigo Hurls, nice job at defense by her.
Great job by Juke Nukem trying to just get in the way of the immediate threat, but Betties are doing a great job of recycling around her.
Ripley forcing out Juke Nukem. And an elbow penalty for her efforts.
Woo, doggy. That was an amazing charge through the wall. Juke Nukem is out as GNR's jammer.
Juke Nukem into the back of Northern Lights Out, and a back block penalty will send her to the penalty box.
Filibuster doing a great job of pulling that wall apart, easily getting around the last line of defense.
So GNR down one blocker and their jammer. Van Helslinger putting a last second hit on Filibuster, but she is through on a 5-point scoring pass for the Betties.
That was some beautiful offense by Push Latush. GNR too busy paying their attention to the jammer, didn't see that offense coming through.
Back block penalty will send Filibuster back to the penalty box for the Betties. Now it's a power jam for Juke Nukem. And the Guns and Rollers.
Beautiful footwork on that last second. She managed to pick up all the points she possibly could as the jam was being called.
I'm sure the Breakneck Betties would like us to thank CrossFit Excellence, Moreland Vision Source, American Family Insurance, Kenneth Hart Agency, Kelly's Olympian, and Adam Wheels.
All right, Guns and Rollers starting in a power jam. That is Copernicus wearing the star for GNR.
Betty's doing a great job of recycling her almost all the way to the back.
Big hit coming to Copernicus. Looked like that was courtesy of Supa six-pack.
Filibuster trying to take advantage of the cluster that's going on at the moment and tiptoe her way through.
Now Filibuster has been declared lead jammer. Copernicus, though, clear of the pack on her initial pass as well for the Guns and Rollers.
I love when we get into these foot races.
Again, big hit by Supa six-pack and a track cut penalty on Copernicus. Power jam, Breakneck Betties.
Looks like she's going to be picking up a forearm for that hit. However, we do need to acknowledge it did make a bit of an impact.
Roller Clips and Juvie Hall working up front, moving Filibuster to the outside. She is going to be recycled.
Trying to recycle all the way to the back of the pack. However, Chestnut said,
Huh.
Now you gotta anticipate that when Much Mayhem is wearing the pivot cap, there's gonna be a chance she will be receiving the star.
No.
Gonna go out on a limb here.
All right, Lauren Much now the jammer of record for the Breakneck Betties. And Much Mayhem doing what she does. That is a 5-point scoring pass for the Breakneck Betties.
Scylla and Chestnut's tangoing with Copernicus and delivering her right back to where we all began.
Jam reaches its 2-minute conclusion. Guns and Rollers putting 4 more points on the board. And it looks like we've got an official timeout down on the track.
That's true. Way back in the day.
How could you?
Oh my God, that was some of the best. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Like the only thing was worth remembering about that championship.
All right, this official timeout, what they're doing is tallying up the penalties, making sure all the numbers match, and they're also making sure the score on the board is correct. They want to call a timeout before they move any farther in the game, and as soon as they get it all calculated out, we're going to get this action back underway.
Meanwhile, it looked like we were throwing out t-shirts again.
I vote T-shirt Cannon as the true MVP of this evening.
All right, back to the action on the track. That is Sweet Jane, captain of the Breakneck Betties, jamming.
Wow, amazing, amazing toast-up work by Ivana Thrasher, tiptoeing her way around the outside of turn 1. Very vulnerable spot, but she just made it look so easy.
Sweet Jane now clear of the pack for the Breakneck Betties. Ivana Thrasher moved to the outside by automatic weapon, calls off the jam.
Very smart thinking by Ivana Thrasher. Sweet Jane has a lot of speed coming around that turn. Just better off conserve your energy.
Member fans, you got about 9.5 minutes left of gameplay to buy those raffle tickets. That is Portia Potty jamming again for Guns N' Rollers.
Northern Lights Out, getting the what fur in the back, jamming for your Breakneck Betties.
Northern Lights Out going from inside to out. Got one left to beat up front. That's Juvie Hall. And she is through. Lead jammer goes to Northern Lights Out.
I am into her style. She does a lot of little quick-footed steps, really does a great job of conserving her energy and then just charging forward when she needs to.
Well, she needed that energy to push out Roller Eclipse from the front of the pack. She took a few big hits, but came through on a 5-point scoring pass.
The pack is at a near standstill between turns 1 and 2, making it real easy for Northern Lights Out to just grab another 5 points while she's at it.
Portia Potty having a hard time getting through the pack. Now we've got a direction of play penalty whistled in turn 2. Looks like that's going against Liquor and Split. Northern Lights Out of the Breakneck Betties, putting it to the Guns N' Rollers right now.
I have to say that was a very well-timed jammer pass, taking advantage of the fact that Juvie Hall was already strategically ahead of the opposing blocker, so she wasn't going to have to do a ton of one-on-one work, be able to get through her way.
Scylla Devour sending a message to Juvie Hall right there, trying to slow her roll as Northern Lights Out clears the pack for another 4 points.
Great job going right down the middle of that wall, doing a great job of kind of jolling them up from side to side and just running right through the middle.
Well, and until that low block, Artemis Foulmouth, a great job of defense against Northern Lights Out there in turns 1 and 2.
It's been really awesome these last couple seasons, seeing some members of GNR really come into their own and blossom and like assert themselves on the track and really show that like they've been paying attention and now they're ready to charge forward. And Artemis Foulmouth is definitely one of those skaters. It's just been such a joy watching her the last couple seasons.
Well, not only her, but the jammer lined up to jam for GNR right now, Copernicus, also very much coming into her own in the last couple seasons.
Could not agree more. Very important member of both the home team, Guns N' Rollers, as well as the all-star travel team, the Wheels of Justice.
The number 2 travel team in all of the world.
Oh, number 2?
Number 2.
That happened.
Super six-pack jamming for the Breakneck Betties, working on a scoring pass. She gets around the front of the pack, and that's 5 points for the Breakneck Betties. Copernicus getting moved to the inside by Ripley. And it looks like GNR losing Juke Nukem at the front of the pack. She is headed to the penalty box. Looks like she'll be joined by Ripley.
You know, I gotta say, regardless of what the score says, no one is getting these points easily.
Well,
the Breakneck Betties are working really hard to break up those walls and score every one of those points, and you can see the impact that the blockers are having on the jammers.
Chestnuts to the penalty box. Van Helslinger to the penalty box. Super six-pack through the pack for 4 points. And Copernicus through the pack for 4. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. Not as much on the track, more in the penalty box.
It's been a popular place tonight.
They're not giving Pabst away in there, you know. It's just sponsored by Pabst.
Copernicus knocked to the outside. Then Much Mayhem knocked to the outside. In case you missed it, Super Six-Pack thought she was going to pass the cap, then decided not to. Put it back on. She's still your jammer. Did not score on that scoring pass, though.
That was a leveling hit by Ripley, taking Copernicus down on the inside of that apex just when she thought she was around the pack, and she's recycled all the way back.
Juke Nukem dropping a shoulder into Much Mayhem. Shrugs that off at the end of the jam.
Hey, let's say thanks to PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings.
Yay, it's happening. Is it happening?
Yep.
It's happening. Ivana Thrasher is out as your lead jammer for the Guns N' Rollers.
Automatic weapon to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box for the Breakneck Betties. And look at Ivana Thrasher quickly through the pack on a 5-point scoring pass for the Guns N' Rollers.
She fast. Sweet Jane trying to find an answer for that really strong wall of GNR.
Nice exit hit by Compound Fracture in turn 1 on Ivana Thrasher. Thrasher a 3-point scoring pass, no penalty on the 4th point. Kilnai giving us that information as one of the 2 jam refs here in the first half.
Thank you, Kilnai.
Oddly enough, he'll be jam reffing in the second half too.
I love that consistency.
Filibuster wearing the star for the Breakneck Betties.
And it's Portia Potty wearing the star again for the Guns N' Rollers.
Both teams still down 1 blocker as Filibuster through the pack first. Lead jammer going to the Breakneck Betties. GNR losing Tiger Bomb to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box, who is going to be joined by Payne Goodall.
Filibuster did an amazing job pirouetting her way out of a hit that landed her as lead jammer, and now she's just making it look really easy to score points. She is very fast. Another one that does a great job of conserving her energy with a lot of those little steps.
Nice exit hit in the backfield by Van Helslinger there.
That was a great hit by Helslinger. Really gave Filibuster no choice but to call off the jam.
All right, fans, you've got less than 2 minutes of gameplay left to get those raffle tickets in. We are closing in on $4,000 total dollars. That means some lucky person, possibly Layla Smackdown, could walk home with almost $2,000 in cash.
It's true. And Northern Lights Out is your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties, already scoring 5 points, grand slam.
Liquor and Split dragging back Payne Goodall, Roller Eclipse, and Copernicus. That's effective.
Agreed. Copernicus took her turn at dancing around a big old hit by Chestnuts, but she'll take her points, or not, or try.
Northern Lights Out trying to make work on the inside, knocked out by Tiger Bomb. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. For those of you watching along at home, that's Tiger Bomb that went down. She's being attended to by the medics. Gives the devil horns to the crowd there, letting her know that she's doing all right. She's going to be helped up by Whip It Good, Nami Bigos, our events director, and our medical team. Tiger Bomb, very much a loved skater here in Rose City, so of course, as they do with every skater, going to make sure that she is okay as they work to move her off the track so we can resume play here in the first half. All right, fans, we've got time for one more jam here in the first half. And congratulations, fans. You have now pushed the 50-50 raffle to over $4,000. Somebody's going to walk home with over $2,000 in cash tonight.
To quote NSYNC, it's gonna be May.
Sweet Jane jamming for the Breakneck Betties through the pack and is your lead jammer. Ivana Thrasher, jammer for Guns N' Rollers, also clear on her initial pass.
We've got a lot of speed coming into this jam.
Vava boom dropping Sweet Jane to the inside as Ivana Thrasher gets moved to the outside by Fonda Brawls.
That was a really strong wall for GNR, but Sweet Jane is out and she is scoring points.
Forearm penalty for Supa six-pack, and then a second minute, an insubordination minute apparently.
Ripley just catching a little whiff off of Ivana Thrasher, but it was enough to recycle her to the back.
So since Supa six-pack was assessed 2 penalties, she will sit for a full minute for the Breakneck Betties. And ladies and gentlemen, that is halftime.
Oh my God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and about to get the second half underway.
The skaters are in place, the referees are in place, the cheerleaders are in place.
Dragon didn't kill us.
The microphones are still plugged in.
And once again, the king is trying to come between us.
Never.
All right, Lauren, or Much Mayhem jamming for the Breakneck Betties.
And we have Ivana Thrasher finding an answer on the way to the outside for lead jammer, Guns N' Rollers.
Juke Nukem trying to pick off Much Mayhem as she exits the pack, but it's Ivana Thrasher, your lead jammer.
That was some amazing offense by Juke Nukem, trying to break down that hole, setting a pick on automatic weapon.
Guns N' Rollers putting 1 point on the board in that jam.
Do what now?
That is Copernicus jamming for Guns N' Rollers.
Liquor and Split charging like a bull down the middle of that wall.
Liquor and Split and Copernicus going at one another. A little bit of jammer defense.
All smiles on that, though. I like seeing that. I've really enjoyed the diversity in blocker setup as jams have started. We've seen a lot of playing from the front. We've seen a lot of really jockeying for the back positioning, but shows the diversity in strategy, and I like that.
We have definitely had our fair share of scrum starts as well, and right there we're seeing another one. Scylla Devour getting some offense for Sweet Jane on the outside. Not quite enough to free her from the pack, though, as GNR sets up at the front.
All right, well, we do have to remember that awareness in roller derby is everything. It's really easy to get caught up in the moment.
Sweet Jane through the pack, lead jammer going to the Breakneck Betties.
Great communication by all of GNR, letting their jammer know that she did have to retrieve that panty. Sorry, cap. Cap. It's a jammer cap.
Depends on who you talk to, I've learned.
Real talk.
And a track cut penalty on Sweet Jane down in turn 2. Power jam now for the Guns N' Rollers. Portia Potty having to dig deep, having to fight against a wall consisting of Scylla Devour, Chestnuts, and automatic weapon. Juke Nukem mounted the jammer of record, having received the cap on a cap pass.
That was a really great hit by Portia Potty, preventing Chestnuts from bringing the jammer all the way to the back of the pack. Stopped her dead in her tracks.
Scylla Devour, nice offense on the inside, almost springed Sweet Jane on her last pass. Unfortunately gets moved to the inside. And a forearm penalty on Chestnut will send her to the penalty box as Juke Nukem clears the pack on her initial pass.
I think this is going to be the jam that everyone feels tomorrow. This is going to be the one where you reach the back of your cupboard for the Epsom salts.
Not if you have gone to Twist Sports Conditioning. The official training partner of the Wheels of Justice. Visit twistportland.com.
That is Keto Kabam jamming for Guns N' Rollers. Opposite Much Mayhem for the Breakneck Betties. You may have heard of that one before.
Who, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, her?
Number 77. She's kind of good at roller derby.
Is she funny?
That too. Much Mayhem through the pack, round the outside for a quick 5 points for the Breakneck Betties.
Great job by Va trying to catch a little chip off of Much Mayhem, but then quickly turning her attention to some offense and getting Keto Kabam out of there.
Indigo hurls to the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties, going to be joined by Super Six Pack.
It's one thing to be a sturdy wall, but when you've got slippery little jammers like Much Mayhem, you have to be a moving wall that escorts her all the way out. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is. Certainly not from up here.
Gotham had their problems with it.
Truth.
Ivana Thrasher jamming once again for Guns N' Rollers.
And Ivana Thrasher, Ivana Thrasher is out as your lead jammer.
Thrasher with 20 points so far this evening, looking for more for GNR.
Copernicus doing a great job of reabsorbing Filibuster in the back of the pack.
Forearm on Scylla Devour. She heads to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. We'll be joined by Betty's jammer, Filibuster. She cut the track, and so now Guns N' Rollers in a power jam.
Okay, all right.
Copernicus now to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Artemis Fellmouth doing a great job of trying to just scramble up that wall.
Nice defense by Northern Lights out, Super Six Pack and Indigo hurls, but Thrasher clears the pack and calls off the jam for GNR.
If you're wondering, I think, Layla, you were going to ask Mike Chex and I what to get the person who has everything for the holidays.
It's true. I'm at a loss. What do I do?
I have the perfect answer. That's a season pass for RCR. Get it now because you have a 30% discount by 12/25, merchandise discounts, and exclusive bouts.
That's right. There are going to be some bouts that you can only get into with a season pass this year. Make sure you get one of those.
And it's on sale. Sale, guys.
That's right.
You had me at sale. You gotta know the way to my heart. It's through my wallet.
Big pile up in turn 2. Scylla Devour going to be sent off the track.
A lot of whistling and gesturing and moving about and head shaking.
Scylla not going to be lonely in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. She's going to be joined by Honor Roll and Ripley.
Filibuster swinging herself like a pendulum from one side of that wall to the next. Juke Nukem getting tired of watching it.
Portia Potty, 5 points to her credit so far. Juvie Hall to the penalty box, and Portia Potty, 5-point grand slam, Guns N' Rollers, and a track cut by Filibuster.
All right, this is a great opportunity out there for the Guns N' Rollers.
Portia Potty moved to the inside by compound fracture. Blocker exodus from the penalty box. Juke Nukem on a roll, trying to defend against Scylla Devour.
And a big hit by Ripley is what's finally going to force Portia to call off that jam.
King did.
Yep. Did? Okay. I was too busy thinking about how I wasn't drinking any of it.
Ivana Thrasher quickly through the pack, but a forearm penalty will send her to the penalty box. Power jam, breakneck Betties. Bam blam.
And they all switch places.
30 seconds later, the whole thing starts again.
Breakneck Betty's blockers trying to let their jammer go it alone, but Chestnuts finally going in to offer some much needed help.
Chestnuts with some really active offense in the backfield for the Breakneck Betties. Apparently overactive as she will take a trip to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Wow, Ivana Thrasher, I don't know where she got that energy from. She just whipped all the way around that pack, though.
And Filibuster on a track cut penalty. I think that was drawn by Demolisher. As Sweet Jane now to the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties.
We've got full strength GNR out there.
Is Joe's Burgers feeding the skaters in the penalty box?
Maybe that's why they're in such a hurry to get over there.
Joe's Burgers is your proud feeder of the Rose City Rollers Volunteers. Ivana Thrasher through the pack, 5 points for the Guns N' Rollers as they have now crested into triple digits. Thrasher gets around Fonda Brawls at the front of the pack. Another 5-point scoring pass for GNR. Thrasher now with 20 points in this jam, looking for more.
Thrasher, such an amazing skater when she's got that speed going. Really the only way to shut her down is to form that strong, unmovable wall. She was just able to weave her way around. Great job by Thrasher picking up those points.
Team timeout, Breakneck Betties. Back to the action on the track. That is Liquor and Split jamming for the Breakneck Betties. It's Keto Kabam!
Kabam! As much fun to say as she is to watch. And she is out for your lead jammer. Is anyone in the jungle excited to have lead jammer make some noise?
Nice defense by Juvie Hall on the outside there. And 3 points picked up by the Breakneck Betties. 4 points picked up by the Breakneck Betties.
Job Corps helping young people learn a career, earn a high school diploma or GED, and find and keep a good job.
Super six-pack jamming for the Breakneck Betties.
Facing off against Portia Potty for Guns N' Rollers.
And Super six-pack is your lead jammer. Portia Potty clear on her initial pass for GNR.
More graceful departures to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Automatic weapon into the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties.
I was so getting used to 10 people skating on the track at one time.
I don't know why. Super six-pack spins around roller eclipse, clears on a 5-point scoring pass.
Super Six-Pack is really great at taking those hits and kind of harnessing the energy, changing her trajectory, and using it to her advantage.
Well, one of the great things about Super Six-Pack is she always makes sure to check in with her jam coach.
Lots of trust there.
Nice job on offense there by Chestnuts on Six-Pack's last scoring pass. All right, so Layla,
Hey,
Breakneck Betty's going to start any power jam.
I think they're going to be okay with that.
Probably. That is their captain, Sweet Jane, jamming right now. Direction of play, penalty on compound fracture down in turn 1. She will report to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. As Sweet Jane is your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
And it is no accident that Ivana Thrasher was wearing that pivot cap, as she is now going to happily take the star.
Sweet Jane moved to the inside by Juvie Hall, calls off the jam.
All right, we're going to pay some bills here and say thanks to Car2Go. Meet the future of car sharing. Sign up today at car2go.com.
It's how Panda got here this evening.
That's right, Panda took car to go.
Without cars to go, Panda would not be here. So we're so grateful for both of those things.
It's Northern Lights Out wearing the jammer cap for the Breakneck Betties.
Keto Kabam! Taking that cap for the again for GNR. She's your lead jammer. Coming out strong in this second half.
Northern Lights Out pushes her way through the GNR defense. She is clear on her initial pass.
She's going to take all 4 of those points. She earned them.
Kabam!
Kabam!
That is Super Six-Pack jamming for the Breakneck Betties. Ivana Thrasher for Guns N' Rollers.
Ripley defying gravity with that hit. That was amazing.
Ivana Thrasher through the pack, lead jammer going to GNR. Super Six-Pack to the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties.
Yep. Yep.
Thrasher powering her way through on the inside. 5-point scoring pass, Guns and Rollers. Inverse offense coming from Juvie Hall.
Ivana Thrasher doing an excellent job at keeping her patience.
Thrasher calls off the jam, Super six-pack partway through the pack, but a 5-point scoring pass for Thrasher.
Great work out there. That was really hard fought.
That's another 10 points for her. She's up to 68 total for the bout.
That's really impressive. I can't act surprised because I'm a really big fan of hers, but that is a very impressive tally to take home. And the night is young.
That's right.
We're still in diapers.
Sweet Jane jamming once again for the Breakneck Betties.
Facing off yet again for Portia Potty, Guns N' Rollers, a very important newer member to their team.
Nice job of defense in the backfield by Vava Boom and Copernicus working with Roller Eclipse and Demolisher. Sweet Jane is your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Impressive dancing by the GNR blockers, but Sweet Jane had no problem pushing them out all the way.
Sweet Jane pushed to the inside. Jam called off.
All right, hey, let's have some league sponsor shout outs. Without them, we couldn't bring you this fantastic action. Portland Vital Signs, City Graphics, Kay's Bar, and Leah Jorgensen Sellers.
That is Liquor and Split out jamming for the Breakneck Betties. Keto Kabam wearing the star for GNR.
Kabam! But Liquor and Split is your lead jammer who's currently going to the penalty box.
Well, she will be joined by Keto Kabam, who picked up a track cut penalty. Jammer do-si-do. So Keto Kabam sits down. Liquor and Split gets up.
Sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up.
Fight, fight, fight. Liquor and Split through the pack, clear on her initial pass.
That was some really impressive quick switching to O by Juke Nukem. Really great awareness on that new member of the team.
Juvie Hall now headed to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box for GNR as Liquor and Split through the pack on a 4-point scoring pass.
Wow.
Charged full steam through that inside line on her toe stops alone. Beautiful footwork. And she liked it so much, she might as well do it again. Another 5 points.
Third time's a charm. You've got to be.
Don't mind if I do.
Some people go to the well too many times. Liquor and Split seems to go there just enough. Juke Nukem now to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box for GNR.
Great offense by Chestnuts, picking off the only person left that Liquor was really mixing up with.
Successful star pass to Juvie Hall for GNR. Juvie Hall taking a big hit from Fonda Brawls and a direction of play penalty on Chestnuts. Wow.
I always forget how tenacious Juvie is as a jammer. And she's really great at also taking those hits and deflecting them and using the momentum to her advantage. It's kind of like jiu-jitsu meets roller derby. Would love to see more jamming from that one.
Hey, let's say thanks to Hope Baraka Realtor. Hope Baraka Realtor, helping Portlanders buy and sell their dream home.
Thank Thanks.
Team timeout being called by GNR. We're going to kick it over to DJ Agent Meow for a music minute.
All right, before we get back to the action, we're going to say thanks to Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers, and the place to purchase your derby gear.
All right, Breakneck Alley, give it up to Super Six Pack. She is through the pack lead jammer for Breakneck Betties.
And doing her jungle proud, Ivana Thrasher is not far behind her, skating for the Guns N' Rollers.
Super Six Pack calls off the jam before picking up any points there.
Shebop of Friendly Sex Toy Boutique in Portland, Oregon.
That is Portia Potty lined up to jam for Guns N' Rollers.
Northern Lights Out wearing the hat for the Breakneck Betties.
Look at Northern Lights Out push that defense through at the front of the pack now, getting a little bit of help from Chestnuts there on offense.
Doing a great job baby stepping her way forward.
Artemis Foulmouth, last second hit. Northern Lights Out though, lead jammer, Breakneck Betties. Northern Lights Out slaloms through the pack. That's a 5-point scoring pass for the Breakneck Betties.
Vava Boom playing some much needed offense for her jammer, not before passing the cap to Juvie Hall.
And Juvie Hall was in control of the cap when she cut the track, so she will go to the penalty box as a jammer for GNR. Sweet Jane to the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties.
Wow, Automatic Weapon doing an amazing job. Just all she had to do was telegraph her intention and it got that wall moving. She didn't even need to make impact.
Basically a little bit of distraction offense.
Mission accomplished.
Northern Lights Out through the pack, 5-point scoring pass. Breakneck Betties as Artemis Foulmouth reports to the penalty box for GNR.
Thanks to Wired Eye Repair, one of our new sponsors, Wired Eye Repair. And you know, all this derby action has got me famished. So I think I'm headed to Buffalo Gap, home, one of the long-serving RCR sponsors, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon.
That place is good.
Buffalo Gap, heck yeah. That is Filibuster jamming for the Breakneck Betties.
Keto Kabam! Jamming for GNR.
Filibuster at the front of the pack, held back by Copernicus. Apparently illegally, though. That was a directional play penalty. Cuss to the penalty box, and Filibuster is your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Filibuster creeping around that inside for another Grand Slam, 5 points.
GNR also losing Juke Nukem to the penalty box.
Little shoulder shimming by Filibuster is going to find her way through that tough wall of 2 up front by GNR.
Artemis Foulmouth active on offense in the backfield for GNR.
We've had some great derby tonight, and Timothy Murphy Photography is a place to get classic black and white film derby images.
Super Six Pack wearing the star for the Breakneck Betties.
She is going up against Ivana Thrasher, who's in a foot race with Liquor and Split, but she is out.
Getting a little chippy on the track. Low block being assessed against Demolisher. Liquor and Split has gone into hit everybody mode. We see that from time to time.
It's working.
It's nice when she stops and doesn't hit her teammates.
Truth. I'm sure they're very grateful for that as well. Having been hit by Liquor and Split many times, both on and off her team, I wouldn't recommend it.
Ivana Thrasher through the pack, 4-point scoring pass as the jam called to its conclusion.
Hard fought jam, definitely.
All right. And it looks like that may have been 7 penalties for Chestnuts there.
Another slender lineup out there. In number, certainly not in stature. We got a bunch of strong athletes out there on the track.
Northern Lights Out immediately going jammer defense against Portia Potty.
Really strong wall being navigated by Hellslinger out there.
Fonda Brawls out of the penalty box, immediately playing offense for the Breakneck Betties, trying to get Northern Lights Out through that pack.
Northern Lights Out doing a great job of pushing her way through that very fierce Guns N' Rollers wall and working her way around Juvie Hall at the last second. She is your lead jammer.
Portia Potty still trying to make headway against the pack in the far corners. Takes a hit from Scylla Devour not once but twice. Saw that Scylla went out of bounds. No pass, no penalty. Portia Potty clear on her initial pass. Northern Lights Out calling off the jam after picking up 3 more points for the Breakneck Betties.
One of many things I adore about Northern Lights Out is her stoicism. And she just takes a beating and she'll just keep getting knocked around, and cool as a cucumber, she'll call it when she needs to. She never shows her hands. Those Alaskans are so cool.
That. Yeah. Right. Juke Nukem jamming for GNR. Super Six Pack being recycled to the back of the pack. Juke Nukem out front. Nice recovery by Indigo. Hurls and Liquor and Split. Lead jammer goes to Juke Nukem.
That's a tough wall of Guns N' Rollers. Artemis Fallmouth on a roll, and Copernicus are just giving Super Six Pack the what for.
Yeah, nice lockdown defense on display by GNR. Juke Nukem 5 points to her credit so far. Wow, Juke Nukem slaloms through the pack. 5-point scoring pass, guns and rollers.
Oh! Strike.
All right, looks like Juke Nukem has been whistled for a low block penalty.
Just good to see everyone stands up after that.
Supa six-pack still trying to fight her way through the pack, getting some offense from Liquor and Split.
Liquor and Split teaching clinics on how you break up a wall.
Low block, that's going against Copernicus. Forearm penalty whistled on Liquor and Split. She will head to the penalty box, and ladies and gentlemen, that is our final. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our final. Breakneck Betties 308, GNR 153. Give it up for the Breakneck Betties!